Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Excuse me. So, it's Monday morning. It's the day before my surgery, and I just didn't really feel like going out real far. You guys are going to see this tomorrow, the day of my surgery. But I decided we're just going to walk on my road, because this in itself is actually a nice walk. It's gravel, as you can see. It's not going to be a terribly long video. I just wanted to chat real quick and give everybody the heads up. We have made it officially to 40 subscribers, which is amazing. Within a week, we're hammering it out, and we're only 10 subs away from being able to live stream these different walks and, start having real chats and building that community I keep talking about. But to keep from sounding like a broken record, I just figured I'd tell everybody, today's going to be the day where I'm going in. So this is going to be the video you see. I'm a little nervous. It's a simple surgery. But I still fear doctors. So the fact that I have to go in there, and then I gotta get it again, and then I gotta let them put, IVs in me and all this nonsense, and then whatever. It's not a fun time for my head. But all in all, this one should be a little easier to tolerate than the last one. Also, I apologize for how loud the birds are probably coming through. They're pretty far off, but I know those squawks. They travel, and they get real loud real quick. Oh, look. Look. You might not see it on the camera. I don't know. Zoom in enough. Oh, that's because I'm missing them. That's a bunch of turkeys. Anyway, that's a neighbor's property. I'm not really gonna... It's his fields, but he leases them to a farmer, and the farmer comes and farms them. It's pretty cool. But this is all our stuff. Oh no, those are geese. Man, whatever. I don't like geese. This is the back side of our property. The outer, this is the end. This is the road that goes through and is what it is. Somebody's been kind. They've shared with us. I'll grab that on the way back. Basically, this road is pretty long. It goes on for, I think, 1.7 miles. It's gravel the whole way. It turns into a little bit of a sandy mess down at the other midsection. I don't think we'll go that far. This is mostly just to chat with everybody and let you know that I'm feeling pretty okay about everything for the most part. I mean, I'm nervous, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So there's not a whole lot in panicking about it. I didn't really want to go out. I kind of want to stay around the house, just hang out, relax, play some video games, get a little bit set up. My surgery is going to be at 1 in the afternoon, 1:30. So my check-in's at 11:50. I can't have anything to eat or drink after midnight. If you've ever had a surgery, which if you're here for lymphedema, you've definitely had this surgery. So you know how it goes. I got to do the fasty fast, which it's a shame they couldn't have gotten me in earlier in the morning, because it's way easier for me to go to sleep, wake up, and have already dealt with so many hours of not having to, eat or drink. But I don't know. I only eat once a day most days anyway. So it is what it is. I'll hammer through, and then on the way home we'll probably grab something quick to eat. I might want some Taco Bell or something. I don't know. I might not want food at all. I remember last time, because they intubate you, I wasn't I think they had to make me drink something when I first woke up to make sure that I could still swallow. And then they make you use the bathroom because they also use a catheter so that they can not have you going on the table and stuff. That's the worst part. I'd imagine being a surgeon, if someone started taking a leak on accident because someone forgot the catheter, it'd be horrible. But I did fine with it last time. I'll probably do fine with it this time. Hopefully this is the last time. I'll still have to do scans and stuff, and of course there's the whole immunotherapy path that we choose here going forward. I'm not real sure. I'm hoping that well, I'll be honest, if it's something that's easy for me to handle, it's probably not going to be that effective, but apparently a couple of the medications that my specific mutation are sensitive to are oral tablets. I can just take pills. So that's pretty cool. That's really easy to do. And that also keeps me from having to go and let them stick me with needles for me to freak out and stuff. I hate that. I deal with it. I sit still. I let them do their due because, without it, I might not have made it this far because it was pretty bad when we started. It's still pretty bad now, but hopefully I'll wake up tomorrow afternoon and things will be a bit smoother. Life will go on. Not really a whole lot else I can do. Basically, it's just going to be superficial from what I'm to understand, but a few of them, they're going to have to go pretty deep again. And so that's why they're going to put me to sleep, because that's not something, even if they numb you up real good, it's not something you really want to be awake for. So, thankfully, I'll be going on anesthesia. You can see there's deer tracks all over the place. I don't know if you heard. There's like a falcon or something. I don't know that we have falcons out here. I really don't know birds very well. All I know is it could be a hawk. But it was one of them predator birds. This is an old abandoned house. I don't really know anything about it. They logged it out a while ago. And it's been slowly growing back up into brush like mine had. I think all in all, I'm ready for this stuff to, just kind of calm down a little. The stress of knowing that there's something trying to take you out, it's kind of annoying. I mean, obviously, if anybody up here has had anything to do with any form of cancer, you already know. It was easy for me to handle it at first, because I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. Life's always like to kick me in the teeth. But, what can you really do? And the real answer is, not much. You just do what you can do. So, I don't know. I guess the further along it's gone, and the fact that it came back and all this, that, and the other, that was kind of what got me. It wasn't really the fact that I had it to begin with, because, that was like, oh, okay, life is. All right, we're going to turn around. All them geese out there sitting in the field. It's the season for them to start coming back into town. All the birds are coming back up from the south, coming back to their breeding grounds and such, which is cool. sometimes. The reason I'm not really much a fan of geese is that they'll harass the hell out of me when I'm on the mower. And it's the damnedest thing because they hate tall grass. If I let shit grow in, they may or may not land in our pond, but most of the time, if they have to fight real hard to get up on land, they won't come out of the water. And if the water doesn't have enough easy stuff for them to nibble at the shoreline, they'll just take off and go elsewhere. So sometimes I absolutely will leave the grass tall just as something of a deterrent, because when I go out there to cut the grass, especially in the morning times during the summer, when it's dry enough to just immediately go out and start getting to work when it's nice out, they are the damnedest meanest things. I haven't been officially attacked by any of them, but like I have absolutely been going through and had them like chase after the back of the mower when I come kind of close to them, and it's like, buddy, you really don't want this smoke. And you know, I guess just the fact that humans have existed in a capacity where we are the reason the grass is as short as it is in all these different places, I feel like they would, to some small degree, just kind of respect the pecking order. Be like, all right, I want to be in the short grass. You're the one that makes the grass short. So like, okay, let me get out of your way for a couple of minutes. Like, not, let me charge at you because I think you're a threat. It's like, golly day, come on, man. Like, it is not this serious. And I know any lawn care service guys, like, I know you guys, if you see this video, if you happen to watch this far into it and you hear me talking about geese, I know you know what I'm talking about. Them some bitches is mean. But I've also gone out with the string trimmer around the pond's edge to try and like trim stuff down, and next thing you know, they're coming up and out of the works and they're all trying to get all swole, and I'm just like, man, I'm not fighting this. I go back home, like back up to the barn and pack all my stuff up, and I'm just like, you know what, y'all can fight it. Last couple of years I've been, I guess, lucky. There have not been that many that have landed in our pond, but the year is young and the season is only just starting. So I guess we'll see. I know a lot of the deterrent, honestly, is just me outside with the dog. When we're off out in the back and she's getting a walk, she sticks out like a sore thumb. I mean, bright white dog, you know, brown and green grass, and she doesn't blend. She doesn't blend at all. She sticks out. So it's actually kind of slick, all things considered, because we don't have to mess with them, but they absolutely don't like dogs. And they really don't like us being close to the pond when they're trying to fly in. I've seen them fly right on back off. Like, they start to come in for the approach, they line up, and then we pop out from behind some brush and are out into the main area somewhat close to the pond, and they'll just whoop right on off into the distance. So this whole cleared out area with the shed and whatnot, that actually used to be a piece of our property up here, but at some point Grammy actually gave this whole clearing to the county for them to do stuff with in exchange for some stuff. But I think they basically cut it off right here at the ditch, where the ditch line goes back. I think left side's theirs, right side's ours. So this is the official starting point of the corner edge of our property. And you see they left some trees here. A lot of them are gumwood trees. They don't really like gumwood. It's not good building wood, or at least not. It's not desirable that I'm aware of like pine is. And you see all the pines that are starting to come back in. And these will grow for 20 or 30 years. And then they'll do the same thing. They'll chop them all down and let it start all over again. Hopefully next time So supposedly the deal was supposed to be the people who logged this out, there was supposed to be another company that was going to come back and like remove all the stumps, clean everything up, and then replant specific hybrid saplings that were supposed to be harvestable in like 15 years. So that never happened. These are all just regular pines doing their thing, overcoming what little bit of life thrown at them. Oh man, to be a tree, especially in an area like this, like we have a lot of logging operations, and I mean people do it intentionally. Sometimes it's, you know, even conservation efforts require taking down some of the older trees to let newer, stronger, you know, better suited trees come in. Some trees are invasive, and I know that sounds funny coming from a tree, but it's not necessarily the tree itself that's invasive that I think it's the potential diseases that it brings in. Just kind of like how bugs get fumigated here on our logs, because there are some wood boring beetles and there's some other stuff. That's how close we are to the main road right there. That little berm, that's the main road. You probably saw who passed by. There you go. There's a car. And then you come around the corner and you see all my junkers. It's awesome. But anyway, I'm feeling pretty good about things for what they are. I will say, now that we're coming to the close of the video, I don't know how many videos I'm going to be uploading here in the near future. Obviously, after my surgery, I'm going to have a few days where I'm not going to go around and walk, and I can't do live streams yet, so I'm going to have to kind of coast off of what videos I've made, and that's basically the one that I just uploaded this morning. That was from Friday, and then that'll be today's video right now for tomorrow, which will be today for y'all. So anyway, you guys be good, and I'll be back eventually. I don't really know when. I'm hoping a couple weeks, and I'll be back on my feet for the good part of being able to, you know, trot around the backyard, and, you know, that'll be part of it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for viewing my videos. Thank you so much for coming and subscribing. The 40 of you that have, like, you guys are awesome. I feel amazing considering, you know, I'm just walking around talking about life. So give me some suggestions in the comments below. I know walking my road, I don't know any of the historical facts or anything, so that's my bad for being boring about it. But I guess if you could give me a pass, this is technically going to be the day before my surgery, but you see this the day of my surgery, so bear with me. I'm sorry it was a boring one. We'll walk a little bit further, but the 40 of you that have subscribed mean the world to me, because I don't really know how to be super emotional about anything except for mad and like really upset. So understanding that I have the emotional capacity of like a 7-year-old. Also, this is all ours too. All this that we've walked by that I've been kind of pointing at, that's ours too. And then I guess we'll walk to what I believe to be the end of my property, which is down this hill. And then I'll just kind of track back up. But to the people that have subscribed, you know, I'll admit I struggle with articulating some of the emotions and the feelings that I feel, and I'm going to be bad at that for a long time, just because it is what it is. It's how I am. It's who I've been my whole life. But the real thing here is I've talked to at least 3 or 4 people in my comments so far that are nothing but supportive, a couple of which are dealing with it or have relatives that are dealing with it. And I mean, that's kind of why I'm doing this. You know, there are people out there that struggle. I had to stop and get a rock out of my shoe. Well, out of my Crocs. There's a lot of people out there struggling with something like this. And I'm sure they feel pretty isolated, because if it's bad enough that they can't go to work, if it's bad enough that they can't get around very good, then, you know, they may be sitting at home waiting until other people come around. And, you know, that's kind of what I wanted this channel to be for. It's for me, for my motivation to want to get up and do it, but it's also for anybody who's just kind of sitting there by themselves dealing with this type of situation. And it's like, hey, you know, come hang out. Like, the 40 of you that have given me the opportunity to pop up in your feed each time I upload a video, I thank you dearly. Thank you so much, because, you know, I'm a nobody, and I pretty well intend to stay a nobody. Like, if this channel gets big enough to make a little money off of, like I said, I plan on using every bit of any money I get off of this, if it's possible, to try and just put back into the gas tank so that we can go to different places and go see new things. Like, if it got to a point to where I could start paying some home bills with it, sure, that'd be amazing. But the minimum, I believe, is around $100 a month is what you have to make in order for YouTube to pay out. So if we're out here hitting even that, that's like $50 in fuel. And I know fuel prices are going up since the government started their attack, but we're, you know, that's still 2 days that we can drive out a little further than normal without having too many concerns about getting back home. You know, I don't want this to be a burden to my financial situation, or, you know, to my wife, because she's really the one that's holding it all down right now. And we get some help here and there from friends that do us solids, help us out with chores and stuff, you know. I'm only a year past my lymphedectomy in general, so I was told that I could be, you know, potentially tender and sore and swollen, and I am still swollen in places. Like, I still have, like, tension swelling where my body just hasn't relaxed from the surgery. So thankfully it's not painful or anything. It's just something to note. But that's a shame. I forgot to pick up that can that was on the outside of our stuff. Somebody threw a whole ass bag over there. Oh well. Anyway, this is where we come up to what I believe is the end of my property. I say mine, but it's the family's property. This here water, I believe, separates our property from our neighbor right there through the tree. And you see here, there's a lot of that mosquito activity right there. So my recommendation, don't stop, bring bug spray, move quickly. Because these damn things out here, the mosquitoes should actually be the North Carolina state bird. I just want to be totally fair and honest. Like, I grew up in, like, Portsmouth, Virginia, like, maybe Greenbrier area of Chesapeake, and like, some parts of Virginia Beach here and there, like towards Indian River and like town center and stuff. The mosquitoes are there, but they're not that bad. And some cities even spray for mosquitoes nightly. I don't know what the spray is, but I don't recommend you stand outside around it while they're spraying it. That's not a good time. But anyway, the subscribers that I've got, you guys mean the world to me. I know a handful of you are friends from other channels. I know some of you have just kind of come across one of my shorts. I know a few of you have actually watched my videos. So like, you know, I'm getting everybody from every angle, and it's awesome. And I appreciate it. And it sounded really gay, but I promise I'm not gay. Anyway, the support is amazing. Knowing that there's people out there that don't have to know me, but don't want to see me going through a bad time, that's kind of what I've always felt like. I may not know someone, but that doesn't mean I want that person to go through a bad time. I really don't. If we could all, I don't know, have like 364 good days a year instead of 363 bad days, like, I know it's wild to think, and it's an impossibility that'll really never happen, but I mean, if it starts one live stream at a time, the 40 of you have already got me that close to it. So I appreciate everybody, and I'll see y'all later.